Hey, Monty, a great win for you guys. It felt like DeAndre had a huge impact on both ends of the floor. What'd you see from the win overall, and then specifically DeAndre defensively?
Well, the team had a great level of game plan discipline tonight as far as what we wanted to do um, to try to take away their threes, and we didn't want to foul. We knew that Jimmy had the ability to get to the free throw line and cause a lot of. Can they hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Coach.
Cause problems in the paint. So I thought our guys showed a great deal of discipline tonight, following the game plan, and even when we made mistakes, the guys knew right away what the mistakes were, and then we covered it in the timeout, and we tried to do our best to maintain the level of intensity from a focus standpoint. And then DA, his pick and roll coverage tonight was really, really good, and then his attention at the rim to not foul, to get his hands up and make it difficult. And 17 and 16, that's huge for us. He had 3 block shots. Those are dominant performances. I just thought his focus was, as I said, at a high level tonight.
With DeAndre a few games ago, you talked about having a conversation with him and saying, like, this is the standard we hold you to. Is that a game you think of defensively with him where we know what you're capable of and you can give us that every night?
Yeah, I mean, that's, in the ideal world, I actually want even more. I thought there were opportunities on offense where he could have taken advantage of their switching a bit more. So, for me, I'm never satisfied as far as pushing him because there's so much there. But yes, when he plays with that kind of force and focus, it gives us a chance to be that kind of defensive team that we saw tonight. We could have held them under 100 points. They hit that last shot at the buzzer, but that's our hope, and our plan is to continue to move him in a place where he's playing like that consistent.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Tim Reynolds.
Yeah, Coach. Just quickly first, able to sit Devin that entire fourth quarter when you got a back-to-back coming up. How big is that to rest him and Chris and give those guys the legs to rest a little bit before a second of a back-to-back?
Well, we were just trying to win the game. Obviously, that does come into your thinking a little bit, but I think the bigger picture for me was to allow the bench to gain some confidence in those moments, which is, a bit unnerving for me when the team cuts it to, I think, 11.
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
So you have to, weigh both. But I'm trying to win the game. As far as resting guys, that's a bonus. But we're just trying to win the game. But for me, it was like let's let Cam run the team and get that group some confidence, because we're going to need that team to be the team we're going to want to be. We're going to need that group to play well.
Just a quick follow. It was obviously 7 straight road wins, and it looked like Cam and Torrey once again played well for you. What do you like with those two on the floor together? Because they're part of that second unit.
Well, Cam, which one are you talking about? Cam Payne or Cam Johnson?
Sorry, Cam Johnson and Torrey Craig. My bad.
They give you some versatility to be able to switch screens. They both can guard bigger guys. They can guard smaller guys. And then on the offensive end, they do a really good job of moving without the ball. They're just not out there standing waiting to shoot threes. They both got cuts to the basket or drives to the basket for dunks tonight, and that's huge for us. It gives us another dimension to our offense. But I think the versatility, having guys that are 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", in Cam's case, 6'9", that can switch screens and play physical basketball without fouling, that's an asset for us.
This is Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press, and then Gina Mizell.
Monty, it hasn't been a good few days for Miami. Obviously, they've struggled from the field, but of the last 3 or 4 games. But the fact that you're able to still come in here, still hold a team that was 4th in the East to 41%, what's that say about where you guys are defensively right now?
Well, I think it says, for us, how much we respect this team. We knew that they'd lost a few games. We knew we were going to get a tough opponent tonight. We just have a great deal of respect for this team, this organization. And so we talked about it yesterday. They're going to test us. They're going to put some stress on us in some different areas of our team. And, what it says about us, I don't want to make declarations about us. I just like winning games and winning with our defense against a really good team, a team with a championship pedigree, and a team that's, been where we want to go.
Thank you, Monty.
Next up is Gina Mizell with Suns.com.
Hey, Monty, to go back to that bench unit for a second, you mentioned it's a little dicey when you decide to leave them in there and let them play through it. So just what was maybe that conversation like in between the third and fourth quarters? Just what were you trying to tell those guys to deliver the message of, hey, we want to let you play through this, but also got to step it up?
Yeah, I didn't even bring it up about taking them out. I just kind of gave them a few keys as far as, we couldn't turn it over, but we had to get control of none. Kendrick was the guy that was getting away from us, and we were getting confused on our switches. They were running a play where he was setting a back screen and then popping for shots, or he was setting a small screen and he would pop for a shot. We just didn't communicate those switches well. So we had a timeout. We talked about that, and our guys had a level of focus on him. He had a pretty good night, but I never talked to them about taking them out. It was just, one of those timeouts where, taking them out might have killed their confidence a little bit.
Right.
But most of that conversation in the huddle was more about none and making sure we find him because he was getting loose a little bit.
Final question is Christos Saltis from Greece.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations on the win. Would like to ask you about Jae Crowder, what he brings in the team and how important is his presence on and off the court?
Yeah, Jay brings us, experience, versatility, his ability to connect with people has really helped our team. He spreads himself around the team as far as, relationships are concerned. I think that helps our young guys. And he's a guy that we value. Tonight he did a really good job guarding one of the best players in the league in Jimmy Butler. And I think his know-how, having been here and playing against Jimmy a lot, really helped us. But, he's just a guy that we value. We value the versatility. We value his leadership. And our team has benefited from both.
Jay obviously came back to Miami, got the win, and just your thoughts on the game and how you felt, the flow was, and you guys obviously played well defensively. They got 100 basically on the last shot, but what do you think about the way the team played overall and being back in Miami, having a game like you had tonight?
Yeah, like I told you the other day, I felt I'm happy to be back, but at the same time, I'm on a business trip, and I just wanted to get this win and start our road trip off the right way. I feel like we were all engaged mentally with the game plan, and it translated onto the court. And we was able to get out to a comfortable lead, and from there, just continue to play our style of basketball and control the game. I felt like we had control of the game the whole way through. We did a good job with handling their runs with poise, both groups, first and second unit, and it was able to come out with the win. But it was obviously a great start of our road trip for us.
Quick follow, fourth quarter, basically that was the bench out there for the most part. I know DeAndre came in there early in the fourth, but to be able to, have guys be comfortable starters watching the bench do what they do. What was that like tonight?
It was great. It was great to see Coach when they went on a little run right there at the end of the third. Coach stuck with the lineup. He didn't make a sub. He was able to just put that trust in them. Let them know that we all trying to trust and get those guys to play through a little adversity, and they answered the call tonight. It was great to see. Great to see our second unit because we know they're capable of doing it. And you never know when we may need them to do it on a nightly basis. But tonight they answered the bell. And was able to pick up wherever we left off and were able to sustain the lead going into the fourth quarter. So it was great to see.
Next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports.
Hey, Jay, Monty a few games ago said he pulled DeAndre aside after a good first half and told him that's the standard we hold you to because we know you're capable of playing like that. It felt like a game tonight, especially defensively, where he showed what he's capable of. What's it like for you as one of the veterans of this team to look at a young player like DeAndre who has had problems with staying consistent this year, looking at him after a big game like that and looking for follow-up performances?
He's growing. He's growing right in front of our eyes right now. He's having times where it's not even just about scoring. It's about sealing. It's about putting himself in position for offensive rebounds. It's about communication on the defensive end. We're asking a lot. We're demanding a lot out of him. And he's taking it day in and day out. And he's trying to just apply it and get better. Now we got to respect that as his teammate, as one of the leaders of the team. I respect what he's trying to do. He's trying to just do everything the right way. He's doing it hard, and that's all we can ask of him. And he's just trying to get better, and that's and he's gradually definitely getting better and better each game and being more comfortable with things. And we're throwing a lot at him, so he's adjusting, he's taking it in, and he's trying to apply it the best he can. So it's great to see. Excuse me. It's great to see. Excuse me.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, and then Christos Saltis.
Hey, Jay, you just mentioned that you guys ask a lot of DeAndre on the defensive end of the floor. Can you just expand a little bit more on that and just what it means for him to kind of be the anchor of that unit as kind of the guy in the middle there?
Well, yeah, first is communication. We've been working on him with his communication. He may talk to you guys, but on the court, he wasn't a loud talker. So we're just trying to get his communication where it needs to be earlier in the season, and now it's there. So now we're trying to just throw a lot of different coverages at him. He's adjusting well. He's adjusting on the fly. He's not one-dimensional in his ball screen coverages. He can do a lot of different things because he moves so well, and we're trying to exploit that. And that makes us a much more prolific defense as a unit. So he's like I said, he's a lot of different coverages again thrown at him. Because we know he can get them done, and he with his body and his stature, it can be a force. So he's definitely getting better. His communication is getting better night in and night out, and we demand that from him.
Next is Christos Saltis from Greece.
Well, last season you fight with Jimmy Butler on the court for the championship in the bubble, and tonight you're marking him on the court. How was that feeling? And what did you talk with Bam Adebayo at the end of the game?
Me and Jimmy we've had plenty of battles, even teammates inside the bubble. We had one-on-one battles where before the cameras come in, we get after each other. So the respect on the court is there. That's my guy. That's my friend. We played college ball together. We knew each other very well. And I love the challenge of guarding him and trying to take him out of his comfort zone a little bit. And with Bam, just brotherly talk, just talking about life and just making sure he's where he needs to be mentally. And I just told him his leadership has to pick up with that group. His leadership has to be 10X. He has to be better. And that's what I told him, basically. That's all I was telling him as the big brother, as his friend. He is a leader of that team, and I want to see him succeed. I want to see the team succeed. So I just told him this communication, his level of communication to the guys and leadership has to pick up. And that's what's expected from him here in Miami. So and just some other life things, but just some personal things. But that's my guy. That's my friend, and that's what we talked about.
Hey, DeAndre, you had a ton of possessions affecting shots at the rim and just covering pick and roll really well. Can you kind of take us through, I'm guessing it's kind of like a zone you get in when you feel like your anticipation is there, your footwork's there. Can you take us through when you get in one of those zones?
One of those zones, I'll say, knowing personnel, a guy like Jimmy Butler, you have to protect your rim. And, he's the number one wing or guard in the league, drawing fouls. And, he's just being having verticality, talking early, making sure our guards are aware where screens are coming from and knowing that I have their back down low if they get beat. And, dudes like Roberson, pitch and screens, making sure I'm up on the screen, talking early. It's all about communication. But, our guards have made sure they really was matched up well with their assignments today. And, all around defensively, we communicated throughout the whole game. And, that's what brought the intensity and the we're in the sense of urgency tonight.
And to go back to communication, that's something Jay has said he's been emphasizing with you throughout the season. How have you noticed yourself improving defensively with guys like Jay and Chris, who have been on a ton of great defensive teams over their career?
Yeah, but the one thing they taught me is just talking early. Once I talk early, everything would fall into place. Mainly protecting the rim, being that anchor. CP, just gave me the light. Just controlling the defense of what I see out there and calling out whatever coverages there needs to be called out, and just trusting me to really hold it down. And it's contagious when everybody's talking and communicating the right way to one another. Yeah, we get a lot of stuff done.
Next, we'll go to Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Gina Mizell.
DeAndre, the irony of the defensive effort tonight is that coaches always saying that defense travels. And with you guys, 7 straight road wins, this is indicative of that. Just the overall defensive effort, what would you say you guys did well defensively in that regard?
Just not backing down, competing. That's one of our main mottos, competing. And one of our other main mottos is communication. Coach always go over that with us, and that's the thing we go by. That's our culture, and everybody's bought in and sacrificed for this team, and we've adapted to what coach wants and what this team needs. So it's just really communication and trusting your teammates. Our chemistry is there. We just got to build every day.
Quick follow. He left the bench unit in for most of the fourth quarter, but then you came in early in the fourth. What was it like for you? It essentially, when I was taking it as, okay, DeAndre is the focal point of this unit right now. What was it like to be out there with those guys and you guys holding it down for the rest of the game?
One thing about this team, it doesn't matter who's out there. We still run our stuff. We still do what we got to do. We still run our offense. But being out there in the fourth with the second unit was amazing. It felt like nothing has changed. Guy like Cam Payne been keeping the pace, pressuring the ball. We were still vocal. We still had that intensity. Cam Johnson just now coming back was aggressive. I still think he hasn't missed a shot yet. And, our guy, Tony Craig, knocking down big shots and sharing the ball and, just being a basketball player and adapting to our team. Our team coach is amazing, and it was just fun, to be honest. That last fourth, we just had to make sure we do what we do and not take our foot off that pedal. And the intensity was really there tonight, and you could feel it.
Next, we'll go to Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Cody Cunningham.
DeAndre, kind of a weird thing crossed my mind while I was watching the game tonight is that because you guys didn't play in Miami last year because of the shutdown and everything, the last time you guys were there was when you broke that really long losing streak your rookie year. Does that just feel, it feels like obviously the franchise has come so far in those 2 years, but I don't know, did that cross your mind at all? Or just what does that say when you think about 2 years ago being there to versus where you guys are now?
Definitely. Me and McKill talk about it.
Really? Okay.
I think it was D Wade's last home game. And, we were losing. We weren't having such a great season our rookie year, but we definitely spoke about that. And, just being here now, winning and competing and, just having that vibrant energy, knowing that we coming in here for business it's a whole different ball game. And it's a whole different approach. We're not taking anything lightly, and, we just coming out to do what we have to do, getting the job done.
Next is Cody Cunningham with Suns.com, and then Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, DA. Following up on Dwayne's question, it's never easy to get a win on the road in this league, but this is now 7 straight road wins for you guys. Just what do you think has been the biggest difference maker to keep this team locked in and pull off these tough road victories?
Honestly, staying on each other. Guys are handling business when we're not together, taking care of our bodies, getting rest, eating, doing the professional stuff, and, having sophisticated players like CPJ, Etwan Moore, Langston Galloway, just all the older guys that have been in the league. It's contagious on how they carry themselves and getting ready for the next game or getting ready for the next night. And, us as young guys, they share what they do to keep, what makes them great. And, that's what this team's about. They help us, all the guys help me, to be honest, on how I carry myself and my approach. And my approach is even better. So, just and learning from D-Book and just all that stuff, it's contagious. And, we don't want to take any steps back. We just want to keep moving forward.
Final question goes to Dwayne Rankin.
Just hearing Gina's question about that rookie year, I can remember when you came in the league and you were trying to find your voice, and that was what was being said. He's got to find his voice. 2 years later, that has been found. Just what's that feeling like for you that go through that process of something that people may think is fairly simple, but it's not, to be able to find your voice on that defensive end?
I mean, it's really just an individual, just having that confidence that, nobody's allowed in your paint, having teammates, great teammates to be on you and telling you how to do it. And you're not taking it personal. You know, it's a competitive game. It's a competitive sport. We all want to win, and you just have to know the ideal objective when you get into these games. And, you know, just having great guys to teach me different ways on how to control the paint and how to command the defense is insane. You know, C told me, you know, once I'm calling out the things early, sometimes the ball handlers or the point guard is even timid, you know, just hearing, you know, the help side and the big guy down low, just, you know, just calling out their plays or calling out coverages, you know, it's intimidating. And that's what we do. And that's what we continue to do.